Hi, we are Less Than Jake, and we are still here at Exclaim TV, and we are going to ask some questions from the Exclaim chat room.
We're actually going to answer them, not ask
Answer them,
yeah,
excuse me.
We have some. We're on the Exclaim chat room. It's going to be fun. Some people wrote in some tweets. We're going to answer questions, and should we get started?
Yeah, this question comes from Benjamin Hackman of Toronto, Canada, where we are precisely now.
Yeah.
Dear Less Than Jake, in your video for She's Gonna Break Soon, doesn't it occur to anyone to stop playing for a second and help this poor woman so clearly struggling to hold herself together? I mean, everyone agrees that she's gonna break, but no one seems concerned. If anything, you guys seem almost happy about it. Why not put the bass down and be like, whoa, I see that you're hurting. I'm here for you, and you don't need to demolish your bedroom. Let's not do something you might regret later. We'll get through this in a different way. I gotta be honest, Less Than Jake, you boys may have exacerbated her condition. Just saying. You get disqualified for using exacerbated in the question. All right? That's it right there.
Wow. Really?
Next question, yeah.
Well, that's not really giving the justice to the thing.
Well, I mean, how do you answer that question?
Well,
it was a damn video.
I'm going to answer it. I'm going to say that's what was in the treatment, is that we were supposed to it was supposed to be like we weren't even there. She was just having her freak out, and we happened to be like in her imaginary like space or whatever. I don't know. We weren't supposed to help her. That's why we didn't help her. She's going to break soon. It's not she's going to break soon and we're going to fix her. She's going to break, period.
Period.
So there you go.
She's going to break soon, going to break soon, going to break soon.
When's the last time you exacerbated? Anyways, the next question is from Patrick Keene. Why is your greatest album Anthem, and how did you tailor it so perfectly to reflect my life?
Oh, well, we got lucky that it reflects your life. We were in a great place in our lives writing and recording that record, and I really think that's one of our best records with the most energy and, like real honest lyrics that really mean something like on there. So we're glad it related to you because it relates to us too.
Yeah, this one's from Zach Herbie and... Or is this one all one name? Zach Herbie Husker La Rosa. Wow, that's a tongue twister. What is the lizard thing on the cover of Losing Streak supposed to be anyways?
Okay. Well, it's the Losing Streak Monster.
It's the Losing Streak Monster.
Now, that actually is a take back to our first ever release, which was a 7-inch called Smoke Spot. And it had a monster on there with various mouths smoking different items and that whole thing. And that same monster... is basically the outline of the monster that's on the Losing Streak cover, drawn by Jason Armadillo, our old forgotten friend. Yes.
From Sam Wellard, what finally made Vinny, our drummer, shave his beard?
He actually, did he tell you?
I've heard rumors.
Lice in his beard.
Lice?
Yeah, like from his daughter from school and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, he had lice in his beard. There you go. There's your answer.
Yeah. He looks much better now. I think he's lost at least 12 years.
It could have been crabs, but it's only lice.
It was only lice, yeah. So it's not bad.
This one's from Vincent Vega, M.A. I don't know if that means Massachusetts or that's his doctoral degree. What do you do as a band when you can tell the crowd isn't into it? Ever had any awful shows? Absolutely. It happens sometimes. It's like anything else in life. But you have to have fun on stage.
Yeah, when we know it's going to be an awful show, we just double our alcohol intake and play twice as sloppy and just enjoy the moment and have a good time anyway.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, if 10 people show up and they're singing the songs, that's enough for us to have a good show. So it's rare that we have an awful show. Sometimes maybe it's a Sunday night or a Monday night and people aren't, having as good a time as usual.
Yeah.
But we generally enjoy every show.
An awful show, someone has to get hurt or something bad has to happen that's out of our control, But yeah, most shows are great.
All right. Gabriel M. Groves says, Raj and Vinny, how has the learning curve of touring and fatherhood been? Well, Vinny's not here, so I'll kind of answer for both of us since we just had kids. We had kids right around the same time. Our kids are 3 now, so they kind of understand a little bit. And, this is, we're at work. We're working. So we definitely try to not be gone for as long. And thankfully, there's things like FaceTime that make it feel like you're almost home. So we've been learning, we've been figuring out, and it's not easy to find the balance, but it's been great.
It's easier to babysit their 3-year-olds than it is me. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like
no problem.
Not even an issue. Since it's the same guy, Gabriel Groves. As a band, what's the one piece of merch you've collectively wanted to put out, but for whatever reason keeps eluding production?
I know what it is. We wanted to do Less Than Jake limited series pillowcases. That they would be zebra striped, and they would feature a full color Chris DeMakes in cheetah print underwear on
a bearskin rug.
A bearskin rug, but all like
Yeah, we actually talked about doing that years ago.
So a pillowcase cover.
Yeah, again, that might have worked in our mid to late 20s. Not so sure now.
Oh no, there's Photoshop and stuff. You'll look great. We'll get those pimples right off your butt.
Yeah, it'll be great. And then his last question is, what's everyone listening to currently?
What are you listening to currently?
I don't hear anything on the speakers right now, so I'm currently not listening to anything.
Oh, come on, that's not what it means.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm trying to take this literally.
Take
you
it
know what?
actually.
What's what's current?
Like the Against Me record we listened to a couple times.
Yeah, the new 4 Year Strong record I
new
like.
4 Year Strong record.
Yeah,
solid.
that's good. Story So Far, I like some stuff on their new record.
Yeah. Anyway.
Elijah Hogan. What happened in 1989? I wasn't even alive in 89, but I can still relate to every word to that song.
Well, you have to remember that Vinny is our lyricist, and a lot of these lyrics, especially back in the old days, a lot are from his personal experiences. So that song specifically, just kind of like a looking back on your life kind of thing, and
that
can't
song,
believe it's already 89.
When that song was written, it was only 10 years old. That song was written in 99, so it was a perspective on the 10 years in between or up to that point. So. Matthew Williams, I wonder if this is Matthew Williams that we know from Portland, Oregon. Who is the person that inspired each of you to play the instrument that you play? We probably both have the same answer. I come from a musical family, so it's probably my mom and my mother and father. My dad was a guitar player, so I kind of had no choice. I was just born around it. And as far as anybody after that, I don't know. Maybe Eddie Van Halen?
I don't know. I don't really know. I think Chris made me play bass, by the way. I'm a guitar player. He made me play bass 22 years ago, and now I still play bass. So Chris is the reason I play bass. Thanks, dude.
There you go. I didn't expect that answer.
There you go.
From Nick Geppetto, where the hell is Mike Sinkovich? One of our song titles. We do not know. Mike was a friend of our drummers. I never even met Mike Sinkovich, and I go the farthest back with Vinny in terms of knowing him. So don't know where Mike Sinkovich is at. The last known place was in somewhere in New Jersey, I think.
Yeah. Missing in Action.
Missing in Action. Mike Sinkovich. That Mike Sinkovich.
Yeah.
And did Jayfrenz ever pay you for your $500 bucks?
For those of you that don't know the reference of that song, Jay broke our bus. He was intoxicated on the Warped Tour.
Yeah, he played in a band from Australia called Frenzel Rom. They were also on Fat Records. And we were in Detroit, Michigan, and he had imbibed and had a few too many and decided it would be funny to take a 2x4 up the side of our bus and try to run up the side of our bus. And he messed up the door of the bus. Yes, he did pay us our $500.
There you go.
He did. Odie McCord writes, does Johnny Quest really think you're sellouts? Yes, he does.
He still does to this day. He still thinks that ska sucks. And, we're not friends with him.
Yeah, he's a 45-year-old man that has a grudge against us to this day. Jill Tompkins writes, do you all write lyrics, or is it just one or two of you? Who's responsible for what? Well,
like I had mentioned earlier, Vinny, our drummer, he writes probably 98% of the lyrics. Chris and I throw in a couple lines or arrange a couple words, but a lot of the song ideas and naming the songs, Vinny gets to do all that. And we're very thankful because we just get to sing. We don't have to worry about that stuff, so it's good.
Charlie Hardingham writes, who has the biggest mood swings or diva stops? Roger.
Chris. Oh. Chris has what's known as lead singer syndrome. It requires a lot of diapers, baby wipes,
lots of pampering,
food, a lot of pampering,
seeing to,
a lot of massages, chiropractic visits. You know how it is being a lead singer, right, Chris?
Right. Mark Edward, why was See the Light released on Fat Records and not Sleep It Off? Sleep It Off, for some of you who don't know, was our imprint that we would put on records beginning in about 2008. We did 3 EPs and a full length with the Sleep It Off logo slapped on the back. And
the truth about that is because the EPs that you mentioned, Fat Mike heard those EPs and he thought that they were good songs, and he wanted to release them together as one CD, and that was called the Greetings and Salutations CD that came out on Fat Records. And after that came out, it was just strangely understood that Mike wanted to do the next Less Than Jake record. So when we were writing the songs, when we were in the studio, it was just sort of presumed that it was going to be on Fat Records, and hence it was. So there you go.
And last but not least, Martin Solomon writes, how have you guys stayed together as a band over the last 20 years? And that's a loaded question, and we could talk for hours about that, but I will speak for myself. I think that I met the right guys with the same goals, same aspirations. We wrote some really couple really good songs along the way, and we have great fans that have stood by us. And ultimately, we still love what we do.
Yeah, we were lucky that we never wrote songs that we didn't like. We always were honest about our songwriting, so we love our songs. It's fun to play, and I think that carries through the live shows. And that's a huge reason, is that we never did something we didn't like. We always did songs that we like. And, we're all friends. We all talk about everything. Don't let stuff build up. That ain't going to make your band last if you guys have tension. So you're an asshole, by the way.
Yeah, and we never hooked up, so you don't do that when you
don't
work.
do that.
You don't do that when you work with somebody.
Yeah, you should never hook up with somebody you're working in close quarters.
It just doesn't work out. So. I had to throw that.
So yeah, so that's those were. Edit.
Edit, chop.
So yeah, those were great questions. Thanks a lot for spending some time with us today, and thanks to Exclaim for having us over here today. It was awesome.
And we're still less than Jake. Thank you.
Is that all right? We can do it all again if you want.
The whole thing. We can walk out the door, come back in with the guitars, introduce each other, unplug all the cords, reset up.
Cheers.